Hello there, welcome to this channel. This is Witches School and my name is Carolina, and today we are going to talk about the new moon in Tauro, which is happening today, the 19th of May 2023. So we are going to talk about first the reflections of this moon and at world astrology, okay, and predictions for the world, and then we are going to see a little bit of information for all of you who are interested in maybe some kind of your individual process and evolution, okay, and how this moon is going to affect you and what you can see in this season, okay. The Taurus season is ending now, okay. We are like a few days left and the sun is going to Gemini, so this is a perfect moment, this is the perfect time for us to seed something in all Tauro areas of our lives. So you can see in your birth chart what are your area of your life, which house is occupied with Tauro, and what aspects this will invite you to transform or to take in control with this start of a cycle, because we have to remember always that new moon always talk about something that is opening in our lives, okay. It's a new beginning, kind of something like that, and is going to take us for the next 6 months to achieve something that we see today. So I invite you all to subscribe and share, and I really thank you all who can give me your thumbs up and leave me a comment so you can help me to make this channel to grow. Okay, we are talking about first in world predictions, okay, and like I said, this is a new moon. A new moon is a beginning, it's a start of something, okay, and this is happening in the last degrees of Tauro. This means that the planets which are there are in the most powerful expression, because they are going out to the next sign and they have to finish something with this time that they have left. So we are talking about the moon and the sun. In world astrology, the moon represents the people and societies, and the sun represents the leaders of the nations, okay. So in Tauro, what is Tauro in astrological world predictions, okay? Tauro represents all the things that has to be with money, finances, banks, all the things that have to be with agriculture, the financial world, the security, the financial security of the countries and the world, the stability maybe, okay. And Tauro is representing really a complicated time, because we have to understand that the sun and the moon, the people and the leaders are in a place where something is ending in these last degrees about these issues, okay. Maybe something that you've been working on, some strategics or things, or maybe investments, or maybe things that you've been working on and the world has been working on also, okay. And in this last degree, it's like I think and feel really strong that it's kind of the last minute to do something that is imperative and is like something we really need to do, because we need to establish new terms maybe in all these issues and these things in a world that is so complicated now. We have seen a lot of problems and a lot of turbulence around the banks, the money, all the financial and commercial relationships in between countries, and all the inflation that we have seen in places where we never saw that before. and the situation is getting really complicated, and this will impact in the. It's like a new beginning of things that are going to be transformed in the next 6 months. Okay, it's not only like a seed that we get in the ground. It's also a place or a time for us to resignificate something in our lives, and this is the money and our financial lives and lifestyle. Why not? Okay, we have to understand that this new moon is happening with a T-square in the sky, and this is really complicated relationship between the planets, because it's a period of a lot of tension. May, middle June are the most complicated times in this year 2023. Okay, and then we are going to talk about in October, November, that we are going to have a lot of stressful times again. But right now we are in the middle of this T-square between Jupiter, that is in a square with Pluto. Jupiter is in a square with Mars, and Mars is in opposition with Pluto. Okay, and this is an angle of a lot of tension in the sky. We have Pluto in retrograde right now in the 0 degree of Aquarius, and he is now going back to Capricorn, and he's going to stay there until the year 2024. Okay, but Pluto is like presenting for all of us in the world this new, I think this new reality that we are going to be encountering in the next year. Okay, all the things about Aquarius that has to be with freedoms, new way to think life and things, is the time of groups and communities, is also a time for revolutionary changes and transformation in medicine, in technology. Okay, all these things that we are seeing like a little bit right now, but this is going to be like a big change for all the humankind, and Pluto is going to stay there until the 2042. So you can imagine all the changes that we are going to have. Okay, and Pluto is in opposition to Mars, that is in the last degree also in Cancer. All the identities of belonging of the nations and societies and the old world. Okay, Mars is like taking an impulse, the warrior impulse that wants to defend what for them or for us is the tradition and the things that we are used to do and live in some way. But right now, in opposition to Pluto, it's like this is going to be destroyed, absolutely destroyed and absolutely transformed, because we are going, as I said before, in a new world of new ideologies or new minds, new ideas, the world of communities. Okay, so we are going to see that Mars is going in Leo in these few days. Okay, tomorrow, past tomorrow, Mars is going to Leo, and Leo is a sign that is talking about our individuality or our individual desires and wishes. Okay. So the nations are going to be like in a big struggle, because we are going to see this aspect of everyone wants to protect their own tribe or their own needs and their own ways of I don't know, maybe to survive to the big crisis that we are going to have really soon in financial issues. Okay, and Pluto from the other side of the chart is saying, okay, but we have to die to an old way to think and to see things. Okay, and we need to transform these identities of belonging, because from this point on you are not longer have this identity. You are going to be identified with with others and with a lot of places and with a lot of ideologies that are different maybe from where you are standing on. Okay, so it's kind of this, I think this is going to be a real tense time, and we are going to feel like we are struggling with all the things that we believed, and also all the things that we have created in our lives, and right now this is like falling down, and you have to see the world in different ways. Okay, so this also could talk about new leaders that are going to born, okay, around the world, new leaders that will be transforming all the communications, all the ways that the financial and commercial issues are defined until right now. Okay, and we have to remember that Mars in Leo is going to be meeting the black moon really soon, and the black moon is going to it's going to turn on all the insecurities of every nation and every country, and the way that they are going to be looking forward to get out of the place of maybe conflict and instability moments, and everyone will tend to protect their own population, their own, like we said, maybe their own land, their own house, and this could turn a very complicated and tense time for the world. Okay, also we have here Pluto in a square to Jupiter, getting in Tauro. Okay, Jupiter is going to be in Tauro for the next 12 months. Then I will make a video for all of you who wants to know about this encounter, but Pluto is in a square with Jupiter, and Jupiter is like a blessing. In the astrology, we always talk about Jupiter as something that when comes along is like everything is flowing, everything is happening. You think you maybe feel like things are getting better and expensive, but in this case, we have to see that this configuration, okay, this square with Pluto and square with Mars, is putting Jupiter and all of the blessings that he wants to bring us in a position of conflict. Okay, so what things Jupiter are going to be expanding in these first 8 weeks, okay, of these squares, is the expansions of the destruction and the fights, and the fight for the power, and the fight for who is commanding the world and who is defining everything in the world, okay, the leadership, okay, of the world. And this is going to be absolutely related with themes about money, banks, the stability, like I said before, and it's really something that I think we are going to see a lot of bankrupts and a lot of falling down from big enterprises or big, the big these big identities of the financial world that represent the richest people. Okay, something about that is going to be falling. Also, we are going to see a lot of things that has to be with maybe we need to ask ourselves, what is the money for us? What is all those things that we have established, and we believe that they are not going to change, never, and this is a moment where everything is going to be like in a I think, a kind of an earthquake, because it's like the earth is going to be like in such a big movement. And Toro always talk about things that are established some way and they don't want to change. But in this square with Pluto, that will be impossible. So a lot of things, private properties, the money that you have, the money that you spend, if you have debts, maybe all the countries that are in debt are going to be really complicated right now, because Jupiter is expanding all the complications and the conflicts in these areas. Okay, at least at the moment that Jupiter is going out from this square. Okay, but these first 8 weeks are going to be showing us all the bad aspects that we have built in all the areas that Toro talks about in world astrology. Okay, and this new moon is going to be like dominated by the moon first with 19 points, and that is talking about the people, the societies, the population is going to be like the first actor in this period of time in the next 6 months. And I think this has to be with this sensation of losing our identity of belonging, and the fight that we are going to have, and in this insecurity, because this could make us feel like we don't belong to anyone, to anywhere, to anybody, and this feeling like we have been protected for some rules or some, I don't know, some state of things is going to be ending. So that could confront us with a lot of strengths. Okay, so Mars is the second ruler of this new moon with 17 points, and Mars is talking about the warrior, is talking about violence, is talking about war, conflict with all the things, I don't know, weapons, and I think that the levels of this situation in the world that is so tense right now, this is going to be really getting worse, because people will want to fight, and you can see a lot of people that is outside of him or herself, like people is reacting like more than ever before, and this could create an environment of violence in the societies. And also we have a Neptune that is the most powerful energy in this new moon, in this moment, with 21 points, and this is talking about chaos. Okay, Neptune is a really complicated planet when we talk about astrology world. Okay, is chaos, is complots, is all the things that has to be with I don't know, the disorder, the betrays. Also has to be with everything that is happening in the seas, maybe the commercial relationships, the sea, the water. Okay, this is going to be the new issues for the new war or confrontations that all the countries who are fighting for the power are going to be discussing in the next month, because Neptune represents water, represents all the maybe the ships, who is in using the maybe the resources of others, and this is going to be the theme in this new time and this new world. The water is going to be the cause of the next wars. Okay, so as I say, this new moon is a moment of rebirth of something, but we are going to start this energy with so much tension in a really complicated situation, and is like a moment where I think all the humankind need to rethink what we want as a community, and where are we going from this point on, so this is a little bit of information about this new moon in astrological world predictions. Now, if we talk about some kind of things for ourselves, for you, like your own evolution, like in these aspects, of astrology, for every one of us, is really important that you go to your birth chart and you see where you have Tauro. This is the first thing that you need to do, because depending on this area is what is transforming, or is in the area that you need to seed something new in this moment. Okay, so we are going to feel like this is the moment of putting some seed in the ground. Maybe you are feeling like you need to make some changes. Maybe you've been working on, okay, because we have a lot of periods lately, astrologically speaking, really tense and really strong in all the themes that has to be with transformation, dying to ourselves, our relationship with others. We've been like making a purge in all these areas. So right now it's like the moment where all this is getting to the end of the cycle, and now that we've been working on all these things and these changes, these questions that we made to ourselves, because we are feeling, if you are a person that is connected with the energy, you are connected with the universe, you are connected with God, you are connected with your spiritual side, maybe you are already feeling that, okay, something is going to change definitely for me and for the humankind, and we are being transformed with all these aspects, the eclipse that we have, everything is showing us the way of this new world and this new era. Okay, so this is the moment where you have to seed something, and this is, you have to think that a Tauro is talking about stability, but it's talking about be persistent, be patient, be committed, be, it's not something that you are going to start and you are going to say, okay, I start this, but tomorrow I will see. This is a moment where you need to be absolutely aware, okay, and responsible, and you have to sign your own commitment with yourself and with that thing that you want to build for the future. Okay, It's not for you to go to the future with your mind and live there, but you have to be present in this moment in your life, but also is a perfect timing for you to build with responsibility, with diligence, with patience, like as a growing person, and you have to understand that the seeds that we put in the ground have their own time to grow and to show us the results. So you have to work your anxiety, you have to work your fears, you have to trust in that you are saying to yourself today, this is the new beginning for me in this area, aspect or theme in my life. Be patient and be nice with yourself, okay? We have to understand that this is something, I really think that is something new but old at the same time, because as I said before, we are going to a new world, to a new era, the Aquarius era, Pluto is going to show us a lot of changes, and we have to you have to learn how you can adapt yourself to this new world. Okay, it's a world of freedom, but it's not freedom as something that you can do whatever you want because you are like a rebel. It's like the freedom of the nature of ourselves, So it's really important that you work on yourself, in who you really are and what you really want, okay? Because all the structures that you see around you are going to fall. And if you build yourself, if you have built yourself as someone who is so connected with the thoughts of others, of the opinions of others, or what is convenient for you to do and not to do, for something that you are not being honest, but you are not honest with yourself, with your true desire, with your true soul identity, and this is a magical and perfect time for us to unleash that side and be who we really are, without mask, without doubts, with our own precious, glorious and magical self as we are, okay? So don't go there and see something that is not the true of your soul. This is a moment where we have to be brave, and we need to release our true self, who you really are. So take some time and think about this. But also, like I said before, Pluto is in opposition to Mars. And right now Mars is in Cancer, but tomorrow will be in Leo. So Leo has to be with my own recognition, and my individuality, what I want, my desire, my is kind of, my selfish side. But I don't think that selfish is something bad, And this Mars is in opposition to Pluto in Aquarius, the community world, this detached side of me. And Leo is the part where I want to be attached to everything. And this will be your fight, okay? A strong need and impulse to fight for those things that you are attached, but at the same time, Pluto in the other side of the chart is saying, no, these attachments have to go. This is not belonging to you anymore. This is something that you need to release. And this is a fight that you are going to feel inside of you, and you maybe are going to feel like you are going to explode because you want to fight. This could make you maybe I highly recommend you all to be like taking hot showers, time to relax, silence, and maybe loneliness, because it's a period where we could be reactive. We could be like having conversations that goes to a different levels, where everything is like everything can get a little violent and impulsive and strong, and maybe then you could regret something, so maybe it's a good time for us to be like in silence, trying to not discuss for everything, do this, but with your conscience, with your decision, it's not like you are put in a corner and you can say what you think. It's preserving yourself. It's not exposing yourself to a really tense and conflict environment right now. Okay, it's like self-preservation, I would say. Also, we have to think about this square that I talk about. Pluto in a square with Jupiter in Tauro, and Mars in Jupiter in a square also. And this is like everything that you are going to be growing in that area where you have Tauro. At first, it's going to be falling down. Okay? So, don't get panic. Think about those things again. Try to take some kind of decisions and bring in solutions for these problems or these things that are going to be really getting troubled for you. And after these first 8 weeks with this, well, like I said, when this period passes and you can really, and Jupiter is going to be free of the square with Pluto and Mars, all the benefits that Jupiter brings to our lives are going to be revealed. But this will depend on the things that you have been doing in this specific area of your life. Okay? If you've been working on something, putting all your effort, you have been diligent, you have been responsible, okay? This is going to show all the results, all the blessings, that the universe wants to give you right now. And if you being like maybe having a lot of expensive, you are in debt, you have been irresponsible with some things in your life, well, you are going to see the conflict and the problem and things that you are going to be called to resolve in this moment. Okay, so this is a magical time for us to take some time and rethink about what the money think or is in my life? What represents in your life? How do you think about money? How you use money? Where is the place that you are putting money? Is your master? You are a slave of money? Which is your relationship? Which is your relationship with patience and consistency in the things that you do? How easy or not easy is for you to establish things and being like responsible along the years, the time. You are a person who really can start something and say, okay, I will give this like my next 5 years, and I will work with enthusiasm and responsibility and see where this could take me. Or you are a person that, well, I wake up every day and I don't know where I'm standing, and this Jupiter in Tauro is going to be confronting us with these questions, okay? Because Tauro is comfort, is money, all these things, but also is my capability of doing things with time, step by step, growing, like building with responsibility and with conscience, so this is something that we need to rethink and give maybe a new vision, a new understanding, because this transformation is going to be inviting us to live from different point of view, and we are going to be like having this challenge of adapting to this new world and this new reality. Okay, so I left you all this information. I thank you, all of you who can give me your thumbs up again, and I will be reading your comments. How are you feeling, and which area of your life you realize that you need to transform, start over, and re-significate that in your spiritual side. Okay, so thank you all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. See you the next time.